Hello, folks. Welcome back to this Farming Simulator 2022. I'm Brian Harrison with Harrison Ultimate Gaming, and today we're going to work on the farm. Yes, look at this. We have our just starting farm on this. It was cool to do it for video. I played this version for a little bit. If you saw my first video, it was okay. Sort of a small disaster because I didn't really get to design my character the way I wanted to. I don't know. Maybe I was excited. Maybe things happen. It's part of playing games. But hey, I'm in here to play farming and and do all that. But before I get started, please don't forget to comment, subscribe, leave a like on this video, hit the bell notification if you're on YouTube, and if you're on Rumble, please don't forget to follow us there and hit the like and comment section. Thank you so much, and excuse me for that. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna get started. Look at the birds. That's kind of cool. Okay, so we're gonna just get started here. I think I was gonna cultivate today because there's this equipment I already harvested. There's a harvester I parked over there. I may just focus on cultivating, maybe even some planting. Let's see if we can get in this tractor. I gotta remind myself that buttons are different here than some of the games I used to play. Lower cultivator. Let's get our thing lined up and let's start cultivating. Well, today, it's just kind of nice to play this game, but today I just wanted to talk while we cultivate um, about. I just watched a video, and I've always been concerned about this. I've never really voiced my opinion too much on it because I always think, I always have this a little bit of philosophy because you never know where people come from. You never know the situation, and I know there's so many debates about stuff. It's crazy now. Okay, here, let's see. Do we low? Oh yeah, there we go. All right, here we go. There's so much debate about stuff, and you can all be right and wrong at the same time. But I do notice some things in society that concern me. One of the things I want to talk about a little bit while we cultivate. Oh, oops, let's lower this. While we cultivate this land ourselves. I could hire work, but I'm not going to. I like to do some of it myself. I may not. Oops, see, that's probably why you should hire work. But I don't mind doing it myself. It's okay. You're gonna make mistakes. I used to actually do this pretty good um, in Farming Simulator, but hey, I stopped playing other games for a long time. I even made some videos on those games and put a lot of hours into certain games. You can see that here on the channel. That would be like the GTA stuff and all that. So getting back in, like I'm used to hitting Y, so getting back in. So if I ever stall a little bit, getting in a tractor and stuff, it's X here, but I used to hit Y because that's how you do it in GTA. So I played too much of that game. That one time it was this game. I used to play this game. Never made videos on it, not this particular one, but farming like simulator game, and I actually enjoyed it. It's peaceful. But anyway, well, I've just noticed some things like things about influencers, corporations, things about how things were on YouTube and stuff. And I know there's always a debate either way, and each to their own opinion. I that's how I see it. Each to their own opinion. But for me, as a person here, that I'm just playing this game, I'm on disability. So for me, I have time, and even without me being on disability, I enjoy making videos. I always have. I've done it since 2005 when I first bought my first camera because I really wanted to make videos. I don't know. It was just something that I think it gave me something to do. It gave me a distraction from being disabled to, and I enjoyed it. I mean, it gave me both, right? Enjoyment, distraction from, you know, a distraction from the fact of the matter that I am, and you know, will be for the rest of my life on disability. So, and I love making videos, and it's just been a growing. But but when I finally started on YouTube in 2010, which gave me, and YouTube gave something that people you would not have, people who started in television would not have. I wonder how many people missed out. Those who passed away missed out, who wanted to do film or make videos, missed out being discovered. Now, sometimes people put them on YouTube. You'll see old film footage, and you're like, wow, this would have been cool back in the day. but it was never realized because of corporations. You know, corporations want to do their thing and think they know what's best, and they forget they had a start too, just like anyone else. They have a start, and that's how things are. So that's what That's what makes me kind of think a bit about stuff like that. But anyway, what I was talking about is influencers. When I first started YouTube video, um, there was no guarantee of money or anything like it. Now, I'm not saying people can't better their lives. That's not what I'm saying. But I've noticed trashier people who are on the platform, these type of platforms, that it's just kind of become, I don't know, like this. I do this because I enjoy it. And I know, like, the fast editing and all that stuff. Some of that's kind of cool. It can, it's some of that's kind of cool, but I kind of got discouraged by it because it feels like a lot of the people, when you watch games, everybody had their own style. It feels like you replaced style in a way with theatrics. Like the idea that these are individuals when they are, but they're not individuals in the way they're doing it because it's they're enjoying it. They're doing it for financial gain only, and they're doing it because there's no heart and soul. There's no person behind it. It's a pretend heart and soul. It's more of a corporate greed thing. What gets me concerned by it is someone like, let's say for me, for instance, I'm on disability. Uh, I do this, I could do really well. Let's say I do, uh, and you don't get recognized by a company because even if you have good intentions, whatever, because I think you should be fair. You shouldn't lambaste companies just to do it. But at the same time, yes, they need to be held accountable when they do stuff they shouldn't do. But at the same time, you need to be fair too. You need to, so there's a balance. But I think the balance has been replaced by corporate shields, meaning these people all of a sudden, and I've noticed them come out of nowhere, like influencers and stuff, and they're all of a sudden peeling a product, but they never had to work for it. And that's what I liked about old YouTube, is people who ended up shilling products, at least they had to work for it. They saw that they made a a good show or program, and they're like, hey, we can attach ourselves to this program, and they could help sell products for us. And instead, it's bogged down by, I would say, corruption and bad contracts, which actually isn't helping the companies. That's what even those, if they don't notice it right, the corporations aren't. Um, Actually, the corporations are sort of seeming to start to ditch these people because I think if they're smart, they realize that people are getting kind of tired and want real people. And that's the thing with YouTube. It's like YouTube is an opportunity not only to present yourself, but hey, it does cost something to make videos, right? At first, I mean, you can maintain stuff for a while, but let's say something goes out, you have to replace that. If you don't have the money to replace, like, let's say, a recording device and stuff that helps you, then it's you're kind of out of luck, right, for a while, because especially if you're on disability and you don't have any other real source of serious income, like someone who could just pop in, or just some of these people borrow money to do their video stuff. But I wouldn't do that. That's just, I think that's madness, because you would have to guarantee that you're going to be able to, and that if it's not a guarantee to some point, I don't see the point of borrowing money. And plus, for me, I I wouldn't want to. I just don't want to go down that road anyway. But it's just kind of sad, about these, what I see with influencers, and with as we look at, we're cultivating this field. And it's not, look at my character. Oh man, find it. I don't know. I was wanting to get into the game. I was an idiot. And that's the other thing, mistakes. I'm okay with mistakes. It's great. I actually love gamers who make mistakes. The reason why I like it, because we're human. We make mistakes. When I see someone in Minecraft build a whole building basically and go, oh man, I made a mistake, and they go back, tear it down, and rebuild it. So I mean, but that's the joy of that was the joy of making videos, the joy of making gaming. I just recently, because I used to make. I'll give an example. When I started, I started with, I had a variety channel, which I still have. It's iHome Entertainment. You can check it out. It's in the, if you're on YouTube, it's easy. That's why I love YouTube. And one thing I do love YouTube about, um, is that you can just go down and see, because I have a thing that says other channels I have, and you can just kind of go down there and just click on them, and you don't even have to go type them in or anything. You just go down and click on them and check them out and see some of the old stuff I used to do. Now I may have some older stuff I back in 2005, so I may start trying to, as I can, eventually release older. I have a program that may come out that will release some of those older videos I've done, older plays, things like that. I don't know what's all. I mean, it's been a while. Sermons. I started filming at church, but I was passionate about it. I love doing it. 2010. But what really concerns me about, this is what leads me. What really concerns me about modern media and modern YouTube is that you replace the passion for just pure profit. It's not like, and I'm not, and I'm careful saying this because some of these people who talk about this make money doing stuff, so they can't say too much. I obviously look at my subscriber count. I don't make anything doing this, which is fine. I'm building up slowly. I never know where this could go, and that's the cool. That's the other thing. I never know where this can go. This could end up with me getting some things, which would be cool to do some of that stuff. I would love that because it's just kind of cool to be, hey, my passion turned into something more. Because I did want to be a film. I did want to make videos or be sort of a filmmaker or at least make videos, right? Let's see. You know what? I've determined. What do I? You know what? I'm not gonna worry about getting bale equipment right now, so I may just plow this field. This may be a bad idea. Should I just plow this field? You guys are probably going to hate me for this, but I'm going to do it. I may just go and yeah, I may just do this for now. I need to go buy some equipment, but the equipment I probably need to buy is going to be like sprayers and stuff like that, and I got to see how much money I have to buy some of this stuff. So I may need to sell stuff. That's my problem. So we're just going to plow this up. Or cultivate this up. It's probably a bad idea, but I'm going to do it anyway. You know? And so it's kind of sad and discouraging if you think about it. Oh, I back this up. Okay, let's do this. This may turn out bad. Nope, it actually turned out pretty good. All right, nice. I remember the old days of farming, of a farming simulator. If you actually overextended plowing your field, you would actually make a really huge field. This is before now they all, like, I think there's borders to fields, stuff like that. I played the original. I wish I could show the disc. I don't even know if I could play it anymore. It was not like on the. It worked for like the XP version. It was like an island. There was nothing. You couldn't go anywhere. It's only stuck on the island. There wasn't even borders like land. It was just an island with a huge ocean, and you had their cargo ships that would just sail around it for no reason, just to sail around the same cargo ships. They never go anywhere except just sailing around the island. Which I'm like, well, I guess, yeah, I guess that's the joy of it. But, but yeah, I'm not against, and I think people need to be careful because debating it is not a bad thing. You just need to be careful, but because some people I think are genuine. There are some good influencers. There are probably some good people who are being as fair as they can, being honest. Those people, just like anyone who makes videos, uh, you know, those people, hey, if you're one of those people, great. But the people I get concerned about more is the people who all of a sudden became influencers. But these are the same people, when YouTube got started, who didn't, who could care less about making films. It's just like gamers. Some of the people who play games now don't play because they enjoy it, and they've even made it known that they don't enjoy it. They made it known. They'll make it known sometimes because they lose. They lose. I'm not going to say any names, but I do remember a particular gamer going, "Well, I really don't enjoy gaming." Well, why are you playing it? Because all he wants is the money. That's all he sees. He doesn't see it as something enjoyed. And what's sad is, he actually could make money from it, but he just doesn't play. He doesn't play other games, so it is kind of working against him, the money thing, because he only plays certain games because he thinks that's the only game that should be played, or like Call of Duty or something like that. And it's like, there's so many games out there. Don't complain. There's a lot of games out there. I can't just make Call of Duty. Not everybody likes Call of Duty. Like, I could tell you that there are people who have followed me, and because I've played Minecraft, I've played some other, or at least show Minecraft. I may play some of that more. I usually just show tutorial tours of that one world. If I build something, I may try to get into seeing what I want to do. If I just want to make a video and see how it goes of a world that we're already in, but that's because we're already in it. It's not any. It's me, my woman, and a friend. So that have played. We haven't played in a while in it, partly because things happen. I've done stuff, so I do other videos, but we haven't done Minecraft. I could do stuff because there's stuff I'm working on over there, and I could kind of just even show stuff, but build, do actual video, not just a tour and stuff within that world. And maybe I could build, maybe I'll build up a village or something. But it's just kind of sad if you really think about it, that it's awesome. You just gotta keep moving forward. You gotta go through the noise. You gotta try. I mean, that's what I gotta remind myself. But I think what I get, what makes you um, concerned is how quickly some of these people become influencers and not working for it. And that's what I think. It's just like getting to the end of a game, but you never actually played the game. It's just ludicrous, right? How can you make it unless you're like some of these companies that you just pay to win? You just buy everything, but you never played the game. But yet you say you know the game, but you never played it. How could you know something if you've never done it? It's just kind of ludicrous to me. It's like going to work, maybe, for those who do work jobs, and you just and have that one person that somehow is a manager, but it's never. Of course, it happens a lot, I think, probably, but who's makes it but never worked for it. They don't even know how the company runs. They don't even know enough to be manager. They may not have been trained very well, and then you're just like, it's kind of ludicrous. It's almost like, why is this so crazy? And I kind of wish YouTube would get back towards the old style of those who kind of work for it. And of course, there's going to be some of those people who say, well, this is what people got to do. This is what they got to do. I do my own thing. I do my own thing because filming was about your creativity, not about following a guideline and a standard that all of a sudden everybody decided was a standard without thinking of, like I said, I was watching like old animation videos, and I've loved the old animation videos. I was a part of some animation videos, not, I made my own, right? And everybody just had a different way of doing things. It was funny. Some of it was just pure fun, just because you're just experimenting, you're just doing that, and I miss that. And it actually brought some great. Some of those people are really good at animating. Some of them brought to work, but they showed a profile of working. Like I said, it's like someone going these modern some of these modern people. It's like someone going in without showing that they done anything, and that's what missed about old YouTube is people who, like, game companies would contact them and not try to build these predatory contracts is what I'm calling them, because I think they are. They're all for the company, but not realizing. And I think people need to take back, because even if you're doing something like what I'm doing, I am a brand in a way. I'm my own, if you want to say my own company, even though I don't make money. If you look at the end of my videos, it's under Harrison Rockstar Media, because that's what I'd call my overall main company, kind of like when you have Disney and they own a bunch of different, they own a bunch of different film companies, and they they have their main company which does their animation, but they own parks, they own news networks and stuff like that. They own Fox Movie, I think, even they own a bunch of stuff, but they're still Disney, right? So it's just kind of like, that's how I see myself a little bit, but I do enjoy it. It's fun, and I think that's what's kind of discouraging. I wish we would get back, and maybe we will get back to the days where people who actually did the work, who actually made videos, who actually, you know, did something because they enjoyed it, they're passionate about it, but they get, you can't just put in these people, right? And so, and I've seen a lot of them pop up lately. I know people are discouraged by it. I think part of it is us, though. We need to change. We need to look at people and say, hey, you know what? I want to look at people because they have a game, not because they're doing these fancy cuts. Oh, I do hate that on gaming. Because see, on something like this, someone would just, oh, I start plowing, and then they would show certain cuts of it, and then they would just kind of, and then they would move on and move on. It was like it's as much, and I'm like, whoa, like how quick can I get through this game without actually playing the game, like, and that's another thing that kind of, like, make mistakes, play the game and have fun actually playing the game instead of just trying to get through it. 100 days, can I do this in 100 days? I'm like, I kind of get tired of them because everybody does 100 days, but no, how many people, there are still people doing it, I'm not saying there aren't, but how many people actually doing it? I used to love watching games like this because, and what made me play games like this, well, I played games anyway, so I would play anyway, but what made me look at a game like this is I would see people who were actually playing the game. They weren't just trying to get through it within 90 days. I'm waiting for the 25-day challenge, where I'm going to play Minecraft and beat it within 25 days, that's next. Guarantee you. And then it's going to get shorter and shorter, and they're going to just try to push the limits, and then they're going to, it's just going to, it's not, how can you enjoy something? And that's what I want to make this channel and all that. You just got to kind of, in some ways you just kind of got to keep or looking forward and trying to work. Yeah, see, you know. But it is kind of, it was just something I saw today that I kind of am myself concerned about. I really am concerned about how our world, how things are different. Like and I find myself finding these old videos, and some of these old videos, I'm like, wow, that's a different time period, but it's also a funny time period because people weren't held back by, oh, am I going to say this? Is it going to offend a corporation even though it shouldn't offend them because it wasn't anything, and people were just not afraid to have fun and enjoy life. And now we're all afraid. And now, not only that, which we shouldn't be afraid, because you can only keep people in fear for so long before people decide enough's enough. But I think as people, we need to decide what is our future. Even in media and stuff, do we go to this future of promoting some woman just um, because she's hot, she thinks she's hot, she's sexy, maybe the society thinks she is, and we just kind of go away from real people who, and you can't even get with these women anyway, so why are you bothering? And they're only out for money. They're not out because they care about you or care about the products they're selling. And that's the other thing, corporations, that's going to work against them, is half these people don't care. They just want money. They don't care. They don't care to at least try. And sometimes what makes better companies, and this is what companies are going to regret later down the road, is that you have someone that is, as long as they're good about it, they can be somewhat subjective, meaning that's what sells products. Why do you think some of these products sold? I can tell you, it's that person who's not afraid to say, hey, this product is, I don't know if it's as good. And so you look into it, you kind of, but we also need to read too. I mean, we need to read on stuff. I always look at stuff anyway, just before I buy them anyway. So it doesn't matter. But it's just, I don't know. I just kind of a little discouraging in some ways. Not saying it's the end because I'm a little worried, but not as worried because my theory is this: if you just keep moving forward and you just keep doing the best you can, it's what it's called. Someone called it long term versus short term. What's the long term like? I would rather build up videos and know that my subscribers, those can enjoy the videos I make, and that even, and a lot of, I hope you guys understand, a lot of this is just for fun. I'm on disability. I have nothing for my life, realistically. I don't. I have nothing to really do, nothing like this. So a lot of it is for fun. But at the same time, it's kind of nice when you're able to build something like, would it be nice? Yeah, would it be nice to build something? We cultivated all that. Here, let's see. Oh, X. Sorry. Again, why? I hate you. Why? No, I don't hate you. It's just I'm used to play GTA. That's the problem. Uh, X is to get out of vehicles. But it's just it's another deal. Let's see what we have today. We're up to 25. I wonder if I should just focus on cultivating, and then we can kind of focus on this. But like I do my shorts, so well, that fence. See that fence got. I could probably climb over. Can I climb back over? I can't climb over. Oh, I can climb back over it. Okay, man. See, I back into it and and I just go right over it. Go right up to it. There you go. So that's kind of mistakes I can make. But hey, I like it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to do things. Look at that. Kind of a beautiful area, to be honest. I do like that games can be beautiful. That's the other thing. But so this is the other tractor, John Deere, uh, 77810. There you go. See if I can read today. On top of it, but yeah, it was just kind of fun to get on and to play some more. But I just kind of noticed, and I will be honest, I have had some discouraging moments. Partly because, like, I haven't, well, I had stopped for a little bit because, again, they're messing up my medication for my heart, so that's not fun. And I hate it. I know I'm surviving. I'll do well, but that kind of stops me from doing things here and there. Today I'm glad. Today I feel pretty good. So today I'm glad to make a video. I didn't know if I was because I've been sleeping a lot off and on because just don't ever have a heart problem. If you can avoid it, avoid it. It's it's not fun. But I was born with mine, so that I couldn't avoid. Just going through here. I wonder if I can park some of my vehicles in here sometime. Almost looks like for animals though, really. Yeah, there's this. I probably put my cultivator or not cultivator, my harvester thing on there, but I don't do that. I usually just leave them on here. Maybe I could try to do that just for fun. But even when I do my shorts, so I'll do shorts sometimes. I'll do a short of equipment and spin around and show it. It may not be perfect. I'll say that, but I do it and it's for fun. I enjoy it. I do know sometimes I'm like you know, but I do enjoy it. Have fun doing it. There you are. We brought this tractor. I like to bring my equipment together because then I kind of see what I have more. I know I have that down there. I'll probably pick up that. Maybe I'll just say I cultivated today. Let's see. Uh, I'm curious. Honk the horn. Lower weight. Why do I want to lower the weight? Uh, let's see. Select tool. Lower cultivator. Yeah, I'll just say we cultivated today. The two fields, so we'll be ready to plant. It may take longer to plant. I don't want to make these videos really super long, just because I can make smaller videos. It maybe make it. Then take my time a little bit, but I do have both fields cultivated. I'm gonna look into. Uh, oh, there's some stones in here. Weeds 0. There's nothing in here yet. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to buy. I'll have to. I may have to make a time for where I plant, but I also may have to make some. Maybe I may need to go buy a sprayer and some, just so I could spray. But I need to look at the planter because I think the planter down there um, is way newer than the ones they used to start with a long time ago. It's the one that I think has some fertilizer or some pesticide type thing, so it gets you started. But then I don't know. I still may need to get a sprayer. I'm really here. Let me look at the store real quick. We can look at the store real quick. See if I can look at the store. Where's the store? Uh, oh, it's gonna save on my console. All right, but yeah, it was kind of it's I do miss the old days when I started. I wish I could have continued. I took a break for a while. I shouldn't have. Things happened. Stuff happened that I just you kind of wish never did. Um, you know, but it's one of those. Ooh, look at these trucks. It's one of those things that it's just like, well, it's what's done is done, right? You gotta keep moving forward. Whether sadly life isn't fair. I mean, one day it will be. I mean, one day I think when I believe in God, so one day when God comes, it will be made fair. I mean, and that's the thing. That's why I think you have hope. If there was no God, we would be toast in this world. Okay, so 5,000. I have a balance. Part of me thinks I should go this route. Okay, let's try this route. Say watch. I hope I can follow it with my tractor and license. None. Okay, well, do I want a license plate? These. I could do the smaller sprayer. I mean, I could always do the smaller one and upgrade. Um, you know what? I may just do it. I see if I could do deliveries. Maybe that's what I should do next time, or just plant and then do deliveries. So because I want to get it, but I also want to make sure that I'm careful, right? I don't want to get too because I know winter's going to come, and unfortunately, with winter, you're going to have to do some in this game. It didn't used to be that way. You just went through winter on some of them, and then you didn't have any snow or anything. Now they have snow. You can even buy snow plows. I don't even know. I don't think I can with the truck. I don't think I can. I may have to look to see if I can upgrade. If I couldn't, I know. I think some trucks. I think the newer truck would hold that, but we'll have to. I'll have to. I'll have to. We'll have to do a different episode. Where we're just messing around in the farm or something. But yeah, we cultivated today. We did that. I thank you for watching my video. It's time to let you go. I know I talk your ear off and stuff, but I enjoy it. I want to say, bring fun back into gaming. That's what I miss about some of the old gamers who actually they just did it because they enjoyed it. It was a passion, and that's why I love is passion, and I mean that's what I that's what I would say. Enjoy it because you enjoy it, and that's the whole thing about me doing these videos is get back into fun and just having fun. I mean, and in spite of the craziness of people, and that's why I say it kind of gets a little frustrating. It is a little frustrating. It can be. But it's not. We can't deny it's a little frustrating. You just move forward though, in spite of it, where there are people out there who all of a sudden they somehow just get ahead and everything, and without actually working for it, or without actually they're either an industry plant or there's something wrong there, right? And I know people are being finally calling them out for it because they're like, hey, it's not. It's I'm never against anyone to do something, and that passion becomes something that they earn a little extra money. I mean, that would be awesome even for me to earn a little extra money if I could ever. But at the same time, having those people that just jump from the start all the way to the finish, and they're just already there, and then they expect everybody just to love them, and it's just kind of like, well, you kind of blew over everybody who did work out. They're doing their thing. They're enjoying. But we just gotta keep enjoying it, and that's even with gaming. You gotta bring fun back into gaming. I mean, I think the concern with gaming for me was when they used to. I remember some of these same people used to make fun of people playing games, and now these are some of the same people who are playing games themselves because there's money. That's money ruins a lot of things. And it can make some things great too. It doesn't ruin everything, but I tend to see that it ruins a lot of things because these are some of the same people who mocked you, who would mock you if you played games, right? But then they're now all of a sudden great gamers, great, and you see that. And some of them are now showing their true colors, like they hate games, they just want the money. And so now I hope society will someday change and go towards people more passionate about making videos. I make all kinds of videos. I don't just make gaming videos. I have other channels, and you check them out. I do Lego builds. That's why I've kind of, you know, took some break from this for a little bit because, there's a huge Lego project I'm trying to finish, and I really want to build it. I want to build it before Christmas and stuff like that. It'll be built. It just takes time. It just took time. I got started on it, and then, I had to take a little bit break, and it's just what life is. It's what happens. Sometimes that's another thing. When I'm on disability, I have a heart thing. I would not be viable for working at like a retail store or, well, number one, I have heart issues, and number two, it causes me to, there are days I just sleep or I can't do anything. It's like so, and especially when they mess around with stuff. So, and they have physical problems and all that stuff, and corporations don't care. They want people who are able-bodied who can work fast, and even if you're I've seen some of these people where that's another subject for another day, but I feel sorry for some of them even if they're able-bodied because I swear these corporations are trying to get as much money out of you as possible even when they don't need to. There's nothing to do. There actually is nothing to do. Like the saying is, and I still think it's stupid for some of these things. Like if there's nothing to do, there's always something to do. No, there isn't. There's places where there isn't something to do, and eventually I think people need to stand up and say, hey, this is, you know, this is, we're done. This is what it is. But I think we need to be fair. I mean, be fair about it. Be Look at all these stones. I'm looking at all these stones. That's kind of cool. All right. Well, I need to let you guys go. But thank you so much for watching my videos. Just my caution is, I think we need to start going towards YouTubers, supporting YouTubers who make actual videos, who are passionate about it, and just kind of. I think it's part of it's on us. Part of it's on us. I think people can change the algorithm and change whatever if they just sort of just stop watching these content, because I get some of that stuff that I don't like. I watch Lego videos, but then it's not always stuff that pops up. It's or gaming videos. It's not always stuff that pops up. It's some company shilling some product, through some influencer, and that is kind of discouraging because like I didn't ask for it. Why are you doing that? Like, so I think we need to kind of be the change, and if we want change for good, I don't care if it's not about liking someone. I mean, if you like them, great, that's fine. That's not a problem. The problem is when we get people who, like YouTube used to be. I'll use YouTube as an example. It used to be there was no thing of money, which is fine, but you could, and I'm not against it. Some of those people did really great. Some of them are still doing great today. They were able to turn their passion into an actual job and a career, and there's no problem with that. There's never been a problem. It's when it becomes greedy. It's when it becomes uh, that's all people do, and certain people get ahead of other people because of greed, not because of what they actually did. They didn't work for it necessarily. Even they didn't even work for it. They just kind of jumped up on the scene all of a sudden, and that's what concerns me about some of these new influencers and even influencers in general or people like that. Is that's the only thing they do. They use their body. They somehow get influenced because they know someone, not because they actually care about the product they're selling, or they care about making videos. They just see money, and that's sad because these are the same people that would make fun of people who made videos, even though they enjoyed movies and entertainment, right? But now they're like, "Oh, money," and then it's okay all of a sudden. It's like, that's not the way it works. You're either passionate about it or you're not. So let's keep people passionate again. Let's make gaming fun again. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll let you go, but I'll see you guys in the next one. And I want to say God bless you. And let's try to be positive, but let's also, we need to be positive change, and hopefully maybe we'll do the right thing and build a better world. Build a better world of hopefully better people. There are good people out there. I mean, I know there are good people, but we can hopefully be a change and try to treat people with fairness as best as we can. But anyway, I'll let you go. I want to say God bless you. Till next time, next video. I'll say bye for now.